Hello, everybody. In my speech today, I will cover the recent activity in America in the past year and reasons on why it's actually a good idea to provide basic necessities for all humans, especially the needy. Just take a moment and put yourself in the perspective of people who are in the lower class towards the poor when it comes to income. The average person that has that kind of income, daily routine could consist of having 2 to 3 jobs, having to take care of kids, if any, and supply food and water, and on top of that, getting no more than 5 to 6 hours of sleep. According to Insider, you could say this is because poor people don't usually wake up before the sun rises and they're not as productive as the rich, and they'll go watch TV or just procrastinate, which could potentially be true to an extent. But sadly, this is the lifestyle of a lot of Americans in the United States. Meanwhile, the rich and celebrities are gifted free things, taxes barely affect them, and overall the system is just more beneficial towards them. In this article, this is why Americans are getting poorer. It states why America is not only getting financially poor, but also socially and just America's health. As we all know, Corona has taken a huge toll on us mentally and physically, and personally has affected me and my social skills as well. On top of that, me being new to California. COVID actually raised the suicide rate in the past 9 months and has also increased depression. COVID has shut down businesses, and that has especially affected a lot of people's lives. Some were living good and bringing up great income, and then out of nowhere, their businesses just had to be shut down. People had lost their jobs and had no way to provide for themselves, and just many other tragic events happened in all the span of 9 months. First, we will talk about how seriously financially poor the average American is. The company Gallup states that he or she dies in debt after spending a life trying to pay off debts which are unpayable. Lunch debt becomes student debt, medical debt becomes never retiring. Most of those forms of debt don't even exist elsewhere. The average American is now so poor that 75% of Americans struggle to pay basic bills, live paycheck to paycheck, and can't save anything. America's economy is dominated by low-wage service jobs, which is essentially saying that Americans are effectively becoming servants to the rich. The Edomania company states that if Americans were genuinely wealthy, there would be enough demand in the economy for rates to be at a healthy amount of a few percent. Now that I've talked about America's financial situation, when it comes to the needy, I will go into how technology is exponentially getting better and how this could have a drastic effect on America's economy and the citizens. As the economy begins to change more and more in the future, technology improves. And not to mention, the whole world is inevitably going to change drastically. CNN just not too long ago, on April 13, just published an article reporting that Domino's are beginning to develop a project where robots delivers pizza to their customers. I don't think many realize how this will have a change on society's daily living, and especially when it improves. It's also the start of a new decade, and you can only imagine what the world is going to look like 5 to 10 years from now. At this rate, people will begin to lose jobs and will become harder to provide their everyday needs. No doubt America's future is bright when it comes to new inventions and technology, but for its people, this could have a negative effect on people's lives. For these reasons alone should have convinced people to keep an eye on the changes of America, why it should be a good idea to provide basic needs to everyone. With this speech today, I hope this was an eye-opening on what's to come for the future of America.